everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington. I didn't know if we would get on the stream or not. Let me check it and make sure it's going. Okay, we're good. You never know though, right? Let me turn this volume down so I can turn the comments on for Facebook. Happy Monday night, everybody. We will get the technology sorted out soon. I do need a video and audio check. Not from you guys on Instagram, because I know that everything's always okay. And David is, what's for David? What's for dinner, David? It's a Monday night.
Well,
what's up for dinner?
David is not for dinner. Is this blocking me, or?
I can move it.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
I can
So
move it.
tonight for dinner is going to be some pan-seared pork chops with a heavy cream, mushroom, a little bit of blue cheese, pan sauce to go on it, and mashed potatoes.
Yay, that's David's favorite.
It is, and in these times, it's affordable.
Yes.
Let's just be real.
Thank you, dear. I'll
You're welcome.
see you in a little while.
I'm going to do my work as a wild ass in the desert.
Hey to Jacqueline Johnson over here on YouTube. Let's do some shout outs on Facebook here. Hey to Cowgal on Instagram. Good to see you tonight. Andrea Harmon, Kimberly Howard, Madison Tillman, Arthea Morgan, Stevie King, Christy Glass, Dana Fleener, Taya Moore, Ina Thompson. Good to see you guys tonight. Thanks for being here with me. Love to see you guys on a Monday evening. This one is a really good show because it kind of explains a lot of the stuff that goes on when you are having trouble. And, you know, if you know that these are warning signs, you just may relax and let go of trying to push your way through this, because you may remember back to this show and you may say, wait a minute, this could be a warning sign from my spirit guides or my angels, and I just need to stop pushing to get through this block. So hey to Helen Drinkwater, good to see you tonight. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in the comments. I will try to watch for those questions in the live chat. And I now realize why a lot of live streamers will have their phone next to them and look at the comments there, because these live chat boxes don't work that well. Hey to Joan McCoy, good to see you tonight. And Jennifer Rigdon Cash, good to see you too. A happy Monday night, everybody. It's been a long weekend and I worked today, so I'm a little bit tired, but I still feel pretty good. So I think we're going to have a good evening this evening. And I've got a good dinner coming up, sounds like. All right. Let's start in with 7 warning signs from your angels. This can also be related to your spirit guides. Number one, hearing a warning through disembodied voice, usually in the back of your mind, and it's usually a male voice, and we're going to discuss why that is. Why is it usually a male voice? Most of the people that I've talked to and caucused about this phenomena, I would say probably 90% of the people that I spoke to report this being a male voice, and that they're always hearing it behind or over the right ear. Okay? Now the reason why is I think the input is coming from the right brain, and so they're always hearing it either above and to the back or below and to the back of the right ear. And I think that is because the information is coming through that hemisphere. Now, why a male voice? And I think it is because that classically throughout time, the male dominated role was as a protector. And so if you're hearing a warning through a voice in that area, you may receive it as a male voice putting more emphasis on protection so that maybe you pay attention to it a little bit more. And I think it is because the male role throughout time has always been as the protector of the group or the females, and so that connotation sort of elicits old memories within that spirit of previous lives where the men took that role as a protector, and so that carries a lot of weight for people to pay attention. This is a protector, kind of giving you a warning. And hey to Fred Rayburn, good to see you tonight. So that's the first warning sign, is actually hearing a disembodied voice. Now, that means, too, that you have the beginnings of a clairaudient psychic ability, and that's something that you could possibly work with to improve and get more messages through that way if you desire. Okay. Number 2 is warning dreams that give you a bad feeling or a foreboding feeling. So the feeling is the most predominant way that your subconscious communicates along with visual images. And with that feeling, the subconscious tries to communicate with us in dreams. And the dreams where we get a clear warning or a gut feeling in the dream, a bad feeling with regard to either someone or a situation, are ways that the spirits try to get our attention to change the outcome. So what's happening in this situation is that your angels or your spirit guides are perceiving a bad outcome, and you can change the life path, but you have to do that within a certain time frame. And I'm not sure exactly how that works. I know that if you do it too late before the event happens, you can't change things because too much of the energy path has already been laid down. But if it's far enough out where your angels and your spirit guides are trying to warn you through a dream, then that is plenty of time to pay attention and change the course of events or the energy flow that is taking you to a predictability. Pretty interesting, huh? Hey to Reflections over here on Instagram, and Cindy on Facebook. Good to see you tonight. So really pay attention to warning dreams where you get a strong feeling to change the life path or the life course in that. Number 3 is, and I've experienced number 3. I've experienced number 1, which was the disembodied voice, and I've experienced number 3, which is abnormal or unexpected detours, delays in traffic. And what that is, and you're going to notice that it's a very abnormal delay. Like, this kind of thing doesn't usually happen, and it will be extremely unusual for what you're going through. Like, it may be the same route that you take to work every single day, and then all of a sudden there's a block, and no matter how you try to get around it, you can't, and you fail, and then you're stuck there, and you're frustrated, and you're angry, and then later on you find out that if you had stayed on that route, there was a horrible accident at that intersection, and that might have been you in that horrible accident. So if you're experiencing like a really abnormal delay that's unusual, and like you're trying to get around this delay, and no matter what you do, you're not successful, that needs to click up here in the mind that this could be a warning sign and a preventative measure on your angel's part to try to keep you from having harm. And so really, really pay attention to that. And if this kind of thing happens to you, don't try to change it. Just let go and stay where you're at. You can investigate later, was there something that happened that I should have known about, or that might tell me why the delay happened, 9 times out of 10 you're going to find that it would have come out bad for you if you had tried to push your way through that and gone on the path that you normally take. So that one is one that you really need to remember for the future. Number 4 is if you get an uneasy gut feeling or sudden nausea with a foreboding energy. And so what that means is that the clairsentient empathic ability has been activated. So if you're getting like a warning type of gut feeling along with a little bit of queasiness or nausea, what's happening there is there's sensory overload coming into the clairsentient center, which is in the area of the solar plexus. And that type of stimulation will often bring a tiny bit of nausea with it. And if you guys have had any of these things happen to you, please let me know in the comments. And this has happened to me as well. But what's happening is that the clairsentient or empathic center is getting overloaded with a ton of information. And the main thing is to pay attention to that warning or foreboding feeling that comes along with that. And that is trying to keep you from either carrying out an act that could reflect badly on you or could come out badly. It could be trying to keep you from going down a life path energy that is wrong for you. It can also keep you from connecting to someone that could really be a detriment to you in the future or even right then. So those are super important to pay attention to. Now, let's see, that was number 4. Number 5 is signs of warning through other people or by seeing a sign, a literal sign. Now, what does that mean? If you're having a conversation with somebody that you're very familiar with, and you know that they never talk about certain topics or certain things, and all of a sudden that you have an unusual conversation with them, and they may actually say, well, I don't usually talk about this sort of thing, but for some reason I need to tell you this, and they go through something that's very pertinent to whatever situation that you're in, and you're sitting there going, I wonder if there's something behind that. Yes, there is. And they were most likely influenced by either an angel or one of your spirit guides to divulge on that topic. So Cindy says, oh yeah, happens frequently. Had 2 years of being in the desert due to horrific pain. Was able to do much reflective work, introspective work. That's awesome. After completion, ascended to a higher level of vibration. That is really good. And so, Cindy, what do you think was kind of your sign that this was going to a higher level or a higher vibration? Was there a sign that went with that? Hey to Angela Atkins and Sheila Sunley. Good to see you guys tonight. Ina says, I have had bad gut feelings before and was glad I listened. Was supposed to have had a blind date years ago, canceled, and later found out no one knew this guy, although he was supposed to be a friend. A friend of a friend. So most likely that person had bad intentions, and your subconscious picked up on that through a bad gut feeling and the input through that clairsentient center in the solar plexus, and it really paid off because it prevented you probably from a really bad situation. But another thing about number 5 is not only will there be an unusual conversation with people that you know that may have a warning kind of attached to it, but you may actually see a sign, a physical sign, like a road sign, or maybe the sign in a bathroom or in a hallway And what you're going to notice is that the words on this sign really, really stand out and they catch your attention. And then you're going to get that foreboding feeling or that warning type of feeling. And so what's happening there is your angel or your spirit guide is causing changes within your neurons to focus in on that sign and receive that message. So don't dismiss it, really pay attention to that. And that will really help kind of prevent some bad things from happening. So it's not just a conversation with others or a friend, it can be an actual sign that you see somewhere. So Taya says, my gut feelings are almost always right. I try to explain to people that I just know. Taya, that's a hard one because we're taught and we're socialized to dismiss feelings, that feelings are not accurate, which is, now here's where people go wrong, is we mistake the emotional feeling for the gut feeling, and there's a huge difference, and I'm going to tell you the difference to this. The emotional feeling is yours. You own it. It feels very comfortable to you. Okay? Albeit it may be a strong feeling, it's very familiar and it feels, the texture of it feels very good with your energy. The gut feeling always comes from the subconscious, and it's a different focus and it has a different texture to it. Okay, and it often will feel really strange, like it's not supposed to be there. So what you will say is, why am I feeling this way? Or where did that feeling come from? And that connotes that it's coming from a different focus and not the emotions. That's the only feeling that you can really trust, is the true gut feeling, and that's how you tell the difference there. So Cindy says on her Ascension that she ascended up a stairway, thought what it meant, I was going to die, realized after praying it meant rebirth, began painting again throughout the 2-year process. Can't share them here, but we'll send to you after. Oh, I would love to see that. That would be awesome. Always love to see. I love to see guys and girls that send me like pictures of how they're doing, where they're at, how they're progressing, what happened for them to get there. I always love to see this stuff. I know there's people who think that bothers me, but it really doesn't. Like if I do a reading for somebody and we talk about them making some progress or doing this or doing that, and then later on they send me an email and tell me how it came out and show me pictures, that really goes a long way, and I really, really love that. So you guys keep that up. I really like seeing the progress that you guys make. So Christy says, a good sign, one day I was driving home from a Sam's Club and Journey came on the radio and the song was Don't Stop Believing. Of course, I was singing as loud as I could, and let's see, past Brandon Crossing and came upon the animal hospital. I read their sign out front and it said, Don't Stop Believing. Hold on to that feline. That is awesome. You see, you followed that all the way through, Christy. That is so cool. So, hey to Judith. Good to see you tonight. All right, let's get through the rest of these. Number 6 is like, if you forget about an important event, like let's say you've got something really important to do and you've planned on it, and then all of a sudden during the day you just kind of blank out, and boom, you've forgotten about the event, and it is something in your angels or your spirit guides are preventing you from going, and they can actually just wipe your memory out to where you can't remember a phone number or an address or where, what time you're supposed to be there. Like, I knew all this stuff, but it's all gone. There's a reason for that. Hey to Angela Shields, Susan Nisi, and let's see. Okay. I'm making sure that I'm getting all these comments on here. Yes, Christy says synchronicity is always a good event. Absolutely it is. No doubt. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Scree Eric over here on Instagram. Good to see you. All right, so yeah, they can totally blank out your memory to where you can't, and you know, afterwards you're gonna feel pretty bad. Like, I knew I should have remembered that event. I had that number memorized. I had that address memorized, but you know, they can totally wipe your brain out to where you don't connect with that, and you're not gonna get to the place where you're going. Hey to Sheila Arthur. And Susan says, I think they do it just to protect us. Yes, absolutely. And Susan, I know you're joining late, but we were talking about that specifically in, I think it was number 2 or number 1, where some of the voices that you hear in the back of your mind are male, because predominantly the male was the protector in times gone by. And so, you know, maybe our primitive brain kind of connects with that to pay attention to that. So yeah, Susan, I think most of it is done to protect us. Hey to Amber Benting, good to see you tonight. And yes, Cindy said had those moments too. So cool, absolutely. Let's see, which one are we on? We just got done with number 6, where they wipe your brain out. So let's go on to the last one here. And number 7 is seeing a light out of the corner of your peripheral vision, especially after you ask for divine intervention. This is a clear sign that a lot of people dismiss as light from the window or maybe car lights or something like that. Especially if you're working with an angel or you're working with a spirit guide, and you ask and you pray for a divine intervention, and then later on, out of the corner of your eye, you see a wisp of light or a light ray that comes in at an odd angle, or something that gets your attention that's not normal using light. That is a clear sign from your angels. Now, is it a warning sign? It could be. Really pay attention to thoughts, you know, like flashes of imagery in your mind, or feelings that come directly after you see that light or you connect with that light. Because those could be warnings. It could be, they could be wanting to redirect you in a different area or a different trajectory. But you really have to pay to those gut feelings that come after you see that light anomaly. So let's do some more shout outs here. Hey to my daughter-in-law, Brooke Yule Lawrence. Good to see you tonight. Melissa Begley, Sandra Lee Small. Helen says, I've been getting strong nausea over the past week. I have also had high-pitched squealing in my right ear. It really throws me off center. Helen, the best thing to do for that would be to do maybe a meditative session with some automatic writing, and try to figure out if there is a message that you've been blocking that's trying to come through, because your symptoms may actually get better if you can figure out what the message is that you may be not connecting with, or you may be not getting. And what I found is that a lot of times people will still be having the symptoms because they're not connecting with the message. And sometimes just doing a meditation with automatic writing, they can pick the messages out of there. And next week, I want you guys to tune in. Next week, I'm going to do a step-by-step process for automatic writing for you guys. Now, I have some people over here on, it looks like YouTube, that want me to do readings. Okay. This is an informational talk show. I only do readings professionally, and I will leave a link in the comments after the show for my website. If you want to sign up for a reading, that's fine, but the shows are strictly informational on paranormal and self-help topics. So I know other psychics do readings online, and that's their thing, but I really honor and respect the people that patronize my business, and so I don't give readings away for free because of that. You know, I really value every single customer and client that I have that invest in my ability and support my business. So that's why we don't do that. Okay. Hey to Melissa Wilson, good to see you tonight. Now, next week we're going to go over step by step for how to do automatic writing. It's a huge self-help tool. I hope you guys tune in. Until then, you guys have a really, really good week. And I will see you next Monday night, because I'm going to go have pork chops right now. Kisses from Kentucky. And I will see you next Monday.